Ladies and gentlemen, you have waited all week.
Yeah, Boogie Page. Throwing it down for Links BMX is ready. I know I am. Just hack the ATV Airways. Let's kick it. All things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if we need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. And it's all things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if we need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All things BMX are streaming to you. So post up on your couch, screencast to YouTube. It's gonna be fun, it will be a blast. You gotta do much but kick back and relax. They coming to you live from a studio, or they might be at the track, man, you never know. So don't go anywhere when my rhymes are done, cause the show's just starting, let's have some fun. I said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. I said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All things BMX got the boogeyman's back, so I wrote them this track to send some love back. JT, Melissa, Chris, and Paul, DJ Damon, can I get it entertain y'all? And I wonder who they'll have on the show as a guest. I bet someone good who's gonna impress. Guess I would just have to wait and see. Let's get the show going and start the party. Said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like, subscribe, kick back and relax.
Welcome to the All Things BMX show. You aren't Chris.
Nope. I'm not.
Filling in.
I guess. I'm here. I'm present. I just took more pain medicine, so we're all good.
It's going to be an awesome show.
That's right.
She's also punching shots down behind the sound curtains. It's going to get loose tonight.
I don't like feeling.
With the whole crew from the Florida Haro team. And I hope you guys are ready tonight because we got Joe Finelli with us this evening, a.k.a. Harry Nutstien, if you're at the Starbucks.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
A little thing to know about him. Joe's the team manager and founder of the Haro Florida team, making big waves in the sport since they started. And it's going to be a fun time tonight, kind of learning how their journey is and where they're at and where they're going. And as always, Joe's going to be joining us on the Danger Snack Video Satellite Mega Tesla-powered video feed. I don't know. And actually, they got to meet Brian on their California tour that we're going to be talking about. And the show's going to be a little different tonight. As you can see, Melissa's still recovering, so a lot of the stuff we would normally do in the show.
No typing.
There's no typing.
There's no typing.
So we're just going to hang out, talk some BMX this evening, and you guys will notice a little bit of difference. Like I said, the Danger Snacks brings you guys our guest each and every week, and you guys know that the Danger Snacks motto is it's the snack between draggin ass and haulin ass.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's always a good time. You guys can find them at dangersnacks.com and use the discount code.
I think it's shit show.
Still is.
Right?
Yep. Just verified it earlier.
I still can't believe I watched. How old was that kid that ate the whole container of them?
Oh, at Toledo.
Yeah.
Was he 7, 8, something?
No. He was the older one.
Oh, yeah. He was 13, 14 or something.
Oh, my God. This kid punched the whole container down.
We warned him.
Oh, my God.
It was
okay. Like, he survived.
You saw it hit?
His eyes were watering. His snot was coming out of his face.
You saw it hit him, too, and he's like, I can't let it. He's 14. Yeah, that was it.
This is what happens when you all dare children to do things. Oh, Cameron's 14. Thank you, Mike.
Brian, I told you I'd be taking those things and passing them out at the tracks, doing good deeds with them.
Woo.
Our opening song is brought to you by the Boogeyman himself. You guys make sure you give him a follow on Spotify. He provided us with the opening song, so give him a like, give him a follow. Don't forget, you guys can support the show by sending stars right now. That if you're on Facebook, you tap that button right below and send stars into the show, and it supports us and helps us out with new equipment and the other stuff it just takes to this run Battlestar Galactica back here. And also you can head over to buymeacoffee.com and look at ATB. That's another way you can help support our Michigan studio. Is brought to you by Desoto BMX under the big top. We got Chris going to be checking in with us. I think it's next week he's going to check in. They had their big Stasic race. Huge.
Who's this?
Chris Allen from the Desoto.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
huge
sorry.
turnout.
I bet.
Yeah. The show's chat is sponsored by BMX Rocks Photography. Did you see the contest she's doing? Mm-hmm. Guess how many pictures she's going to upload?
Oh, I did see that. Your guess was low.
Was it? Did she announce the number?
No, but I think it was low.
So just because of that, I had to bust out the official
one
of a kind
we'll race
BMX
for tacos.
Rocks.
I forgot about that.
She can put you on there. If you're a racer, she can put your picture on there racing on top of tacos. Mm-hmm. Or pizzas.
I haven't seen you wear that T-shirt in so long.
I've been meaning to wear it the last few weeks. Tonight's chat question, we've got a good one for you. Where do you like watching pros race? Do you guys like watching them on the traditional hill, or do you like watching them on the Supercross hill? So we just had the big burner down in Nashville where, the 10-mile long first straight made for some good racing. Supercross tracks always do. So I want to know, what do you guys think? And that'll be posted here at 8:30 also, so you can go talk about that on our page. You guys don't forget the show doesn't happen without our fellow sponsors. So if you guys are looking for new products or something, please shop them first. That's 110% Nutrition, Answer BMX, Hot Shot BMX Racing on 2 wheels, Gate 9 custom number plates, Bombshell Racing, Mega Design Group, Dye Job Apparel. That's yeah, and more. Don't forget, we're working on some other things here, people. So you guys don't sleep on it. Without further ado, let's welcome our guest in. Joe, how's it going?
It's going great. Hi, Melissa.
Hi,
hello,
Joe.
Justin.
Welcome. First of all,
thank you for having me.
What's the temperature down in Florida right now?
It's rainy.
It's raining today, but it was very humid, in the mid 80s. I mean, very, very humid today. Overcast and rainy all day.
We hit the 80s today.
It was 83.
We're supposed to have a 10-degree drop by Friday. It's going to go from 80 to 70 because there's some front coming in.
Makes you Midwest strong, I guess.
I guess.
Well, Joe, before we jump into this, all things Haro, Florida, want to ask you, how did you find the sport of BMX?
BMX Action Magazine. I think I was 12 years old. So within a year, my first race, 1978. So BMX Action Magazine came out 6 times a year. Mm-hmm. So you had to wait every other month, and it was this thick, with the ads. And man, you would just read that thing cover to cover, and I'd be waiting at the bookstore. Hey, did it come in yet? They're like, no, kid, that's next month. So I remember that very well, along with something that none of your audience will know what I'm talking about, along with wacky packages, those little stickers that just you'll have to Google it. Wacky packs.
I'm on it. Got to see what these.
Very weird. It's very weird. This could be part of my evil issues that I have mentally. And once you look at these wacky packs,
wacky pack cards.
Let's see here.
Huh.
Yes.
This is.
It's embarrassing.
This stuff is coming back. My kid just ordered a bunch of these off of Temu to decorate her new drinking cup.
I'm gonna put.
Embarrassing.
Are they like puffy stickers?
No, they were just stickers with some horrible cardboard, gum that had that powder on it.
Oh yes.
So you collected them, and I mean, just who knows who came up with these
hilarious.
things, or let kids.
They are not cheap nowadays.
Oh yeah, well,
collector's items, I guess.
I was just thinking that because they kind of here they are, kind of remind me like a little bit of the. When you're saying the chalky gum, like the Topps baseball cards, and they're like, okay, if these are anything like that, there's gonna be a lot of people wishing they held on to them. Is this what? Is
they
this what,
basically took a product and turned it into something super weird? I'm sure they would be sued today if just gave it a weird name. Oh my gosh, those
pantyhose! I remember Legs pantyhose used to come in that egg-shaped thing back in my day. Oh my goodness!
This was so. They're kind of like a Garbage Pail sticker or kid thing?
Like SpaghettiOs.
Wow.
Well, I regret this one.
We're off and running. It's too late, man. We're off and running.
Oh, rabbit hole. Anyway.
Got that 4-screen power now.
Yeah.
Just pull up anything. What year were you around when you got into the racing scene?
It was probably 1978 was the first race, Longwood, Florida. There was a skating rink there. It was called Skate City. Mm-hmm. So that was my first race. Terrible. Terrible results, horrible. Shocked that I stuck with it.
And have you stayed racing since then, or have you had
No,
you've had
no.
pockets
Well,
off and stuff?
Yeah, four times. This is my fourth revisit.
Nice.
About 2 years ago, I a little less than 2 years ago, I took about 12 years off, and so that when you have children, you kind of go through it with the kids, and then me as a child, and then with my own son, and then the son gets away from it, especially it's very difficult at 15, 16 years old, right? So many things are happening for boys, girls, cars, jobs, whatever. The competition gets really, really tough. So you kind of lose a lot, at least that's what happened in my case. But I didn't want to quit, so I just kept racing, and then took a break again. And just like 2 years ago, we came back to Florida. We're from Florida, but we came back to Florida in 2013, and I just kept wanting to get back to the track. And then finally, my wife, she just got home. She says, "Man, you're getting fat." And I said, "You're right. I need to go to the track." So you're just going to practice? Well, just going to practice. Did you practice? You look like you might have raced. That those endorphins, that adrenaline. There's just you can't really get that anywhere else.
Oh.
As goofy as it is, anybody that watches a race, 40 seconds, whatever it is, until you experience that the combination of fear, excitement, adrenaline, just all of the competition. But I said, "Don't worry. When you see me in clips, then you'll know I'm serious." And then it wasn't long. I was clipped in. So, hi. My family's coming home, so I'm saying hello to them.
Have them pop in and say hi.
You should pop in and say hi. Can you bring a baby over? Do you have a baby?
Oh,
We have a new grandbaby. The
Congrats.
baby's upstairs. Oh, this is my favorite child. Come on over here. You're not going to see you from around the corner. Do you like that? I have a favorite. This is Sophia.
Hi.
hello, Sophia. How are you?
Best dad in the world.
She has the Italian genes. See the Roman nose.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The other
okay.
ones,
I
the
love
other
it.
ones have my wife's genes.
That's adorable. My favorite.
She's over there
child.
like,
He's like, who is he talking to right now?
exactly.
It's just some
So-
people in
I think we
Michigan
got-
sitting in their basement.
Hey, listen,
Right.
we'll do anything. We'll do anything, right, to pull the viewers in.
That's right.
Absolutely. So just
Bring
one,
the babies out.
just one grandbaby.
Three.
Three.
Very quickly.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's a Joseph Anthony Finelli the fourth. He's
Okay.
about 2.5,
Aw.
and then his little sister Tallulah, who's like I think 7 or 8 months, no 5 months, excuse me, and then a relatively new baby, Vivian. How old's Vivian, Noel? I got a number 3. I got one of these coming up. So
3 months.
3 months.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, such a busy time.
It happens very quickly.
Wow.
Nice. Well, tell us how. So you came back. How long have you been racing since you come back? You say about 2 years right now? You're right around there?
Yeah, a little under 2 years. I would
Okay.
say, actually, you know what? Really less than that. Like this is my first season. The
Okay.
state season was started.
Yeah, yeah.
I went out to Daytona a couple times, and it was really sporadic. I wasn't getting on the bike, but once every 2 to 3 weeks, and I would just show up, and you're just so flat if you don't ride, and that some of the same guys. I mean, one guy that I ride with and race against, Patrick Dietz, he and I rode together when we were 13, 14, 15 years old. I mean, over 40 years ago. So, he's out there racing, and he owns Cyclocraft, and he's always, he's never given up the sport to my knowledge. So it was just so awesome. And the BMX people are so unique, and I really like the people. I like the competition, the whole thing. So this year was really kind of I didn't even have a jersey. I went to a rag bin, and I pulled out a jersey at the bottom of this rag bin in the garage, and I'm like, why would that be in the rag bin? And then I looked, and my name wasn't spelled right on the back.
Oh.
So like literally it had the wrong name. So I was like, well, I'll just use this jersey. This is the only jersey I have. And of course it was snug,
Yeah. As they
And
are.
I have a great, I'm sorry, Melissa. I have a great video that I had posted from Cape Coral in that jersey, because the Haro jerseys hadn't, it was developing, that whole thing. They hadn't come in yet. And I can't think of the young man's name, but he shot it with a drone. Have you seen that video?
I did.
It's on the Facebook, and it's also on my Instagram. But it gets so many likes because the track just looks so perfectly groomed, and we look like we're going so fast. Normally, fat old cruisers look really slow, but the drone, shifting. Whoever, I can't think of his name, really sweet kid, blonde kid. His mom works down there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. He's there like almost like every night flying that thing, and he's so good with it.
Aiden Mazzoli.
Thank you.
Aiden, thank you.
Lisa White is the one that's sharing that.
Hi, Lisa White. Lisa White, our cruiser lady.
Yes. Aiden Mazzoli.
State number 2, very powerful. But anyway, that jersey, I've been wearing that wrong name jersey for a while, I mean, so when the Haro jerseys finally got done, we used blot out. It took a while. I mean, you come in and you redesign something new. It took a while, but once they came in, it's like, wow, they look great. And, Haro had approved them, and they just look fantastic. So we're pretty jazzed. I'm already thinking about next year, even though next year isn't here yet.
Not yet.
I got some ideas.
So you ramped up pretty quick coming back in, and then getting yourself situated, and then jumping into the Haro. And how did the relationship with Haro start?
Well, I looked at first of all, I like Haro, products, and I like it because they're a legacy brand. There was a couple other manufacturers that I really was interested in, but they were BMX specific, and they don't have as much, there's not as much diversification. That Haro sells beach cruisers, they sell electric bikes, they sell mountain bikes, they sell park bikes and dirt jumping bikes, whatever. Of course, race bikes. So they were very positive with the response. So a lot of people ask me, you have to take action. That's the most important thing. You got to come up with a plan and take action. So I reached out. Your emails will be ignored. So I used snail mail. So
Interesting.
Yeah. So, it's kind of it's an old sales trick, right? You mail somebody something, they're going to open the package, right? Unless it's, looks like it's junk mail. So I used snail mail, and I kind of said, this is what we want to do. We want to create value for your brand. We don't just, want to walk and say, what are you going to give us? What are you going to do for us, right? I think most people put together a budget and say, well, this is what it's going to cost, and how much can you help us with? I took an opposite approach, and I might be jumping the gun, but I said, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to help with your sell through. I want to help with your image in a particular market, and we want to like the product. We want to love the product. And we want to give you, you're letting us use your name, your trademark logo, your legacy history and everything that you've done. It builds a lot of credibility, very, very quickly. So and I told them I'm a little bit different. I said, I will do what I say I'm going to do, and I will try to do it significant 2 or 3 steps beyond what someone else might do, just because I get excited and passionate. And it also, and again, she's in the other room. It allows me to race. Now I have responsibilities. I have a team, so it's not just I have to go to the track, right? Like this weekend we'll be in Jacksonville. Hopefully you're online with us, Chad. Probably not, because he's working.
We can call him if you want.
Well, I think he's slurring the track and fighting the rain, so It's probably not a good thing. But we'll race, the local on Friday. We'll race Saturday, and we'll race the Gold Cup. I mean, that's just a dream weekend for me. Just wow. Just kind of build it up. So I don't know if I answered your question. I reached out to several companies, not all of them, just kind of targeted. And Haro had the best response, the fastest response, and they liked what I presented to them, which was, we're going to create value. We're going to be a fun team, but we're going to, be basically a state season team. Eventually we'll, and we're a work in progress. I mean, we're evolving, but we're going to promote local racing, which is really important to me, as a feeder for the sport. Obviously, what's it called? Statics with the motors?
Stay six.
Yes.
Stay sick. I mean, you do not, I'm sorry, I'm going to say something. You do not want to be on the track at the same time those things are out there. I mean, those kids will run right up. You're walking up the hill. They just run right up the back of your leg. I mean, I don't know. If it brings kids into the sport, great. But I think it's going to put a lot of kids in motocross. But that's just my opinion. I probably shouldn't say that.
No, that's
but
fine.
Strider is huge.
Opinion is free.
Yeah.
We have that
What's
debate.
that?
We have that debate a lot. Like, is the Stasic bringing the retention, right? So, is that doing the work as maybe if you put that emphasis into a Strider program or something? But we're going to actually have. We were talking about before we jumped on, or in the beginning. Chris Allen runs Desoto BMX, and they just did a big Stasic event. And we're going to have him on to kind of let us know how that has worked. And I wanted to give him time to a few weeks to be like, do you still have these kids coming back, and are they transitioning off the Stasics into pedal bikes, or are they leaving? Like,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
said,
I would be
going out?
really curious, because if I was a kid, you said, here, you can have this motorized
Right.
toy, or
Yeah.
you can pedal this thing or kick, right?
Yeah.
It's like, give me the motor every day,
See,
But
that's the opinion I have too.
for sure, yeah. But Haro was really awesome and really positive, and I'll just finish, on the Haro part. Part of our mission was to give back and to help grow the sport, not just what's in it for me. So that was a really important part, and we've done it so far, and we're going to continue to fulfill that part of the mission. I mean, that's almost as gratifying as winning, as racing and winning.
That's awesome. I didn't realize, I never would have thought of the snail mail approach. Granted, I don't have a background in sales, but that's an interesting theory on a way as far as like standing out. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, you sometimes can't find the correct email address, right?
Sure.
So
Well,
you
yeah.
can try every combination. You can try, Melissa dot, all things BMX dot, at BMX, allthingsbmx.com. You
Yeah.
can do all that stuff, right? Your first initial, whatever. And you can throw it out there, and obviously the ones that don't work bounce back, right? But if you don't have that, that correct email, and not to mention you're sending someone an email, it's just like a text. It's just so easy. I mean, are you going to wish me happy Father's Day by text? I mean, that doesn't really feel that great, right?
Right.
Or wish me happy birthday or whatever. It's just too easy, right? But if you send me a card, you had to, write it out and put a stamp on it and address it, or if you had to pick up the phone. So the letters were really effective with Box. We were talking to I said, well, what do we need? We need a solid bike frame company, right?
Yeah.
And it could be just BMX only company, but I really was hoping for a company that had more resources, that sell, multiple types of bikes. And then we needed a component company, because you're not going to love the components that generally, are going to come from one particular manufacturer. And then we also needed, protection helmets and such. And I already had a relationship with Fly from previous teams that I had. This is my fourth team. And
Wow.
so that was great to renew that relationship. And because Fly is just an awesome company. They're BMX specific, at least a portion of them are. And they're just awesome people, easy to deal with. And, you really just can't, I couldn't give them enough, kudos or praise. So once all those components were in, the most interesting of them, or all those pieces, I should say, the component company is a tough one. There's really, as far as I can tell, only three, but I could be wrong. Maybe there's some smaller ones like TNT, which is a cool company, but they're not, they're making handlebars and stems, and but where are you going to get a lot of stuff? And that's where Box came in, and Toby Henderson, stepped up, and they contacted me, and I was at Daytona, I remember, and I was just getting ready to take a not as supportive position with one of their competitors, and that really didn't care about us. So we're just kind of giving us the same. If you just called up and begged them and said, "Can you give us a discount?" That's basically what they were going to do for us. Box came back and said, "Yeah, looks like you got a good thing going. We're going to support this." So it was just some of it was luck, but it was really just kind of working the vision and what the outcome I wanted, just kind of pushing it through. Sorry, it's almost 8:30, so that's why I'm getting tired. I'll wake up. I'll drink some Haro water and wake up, so I apologize.
He doesn't miss a beat here.
No, not at all. I didn't even notice.
Branding, this guy's got down, man. That
Haro water,
energy.
that's amazing.
Yeah, my first real race bike was Haro as a Group 1C, like way back in the day.
Group 1.
Yep. Had that
Yeah.
little bent bar, and it was trimmed out in purple. Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah,
What year was that?
Jesus. 95 or 6, somewhere in there. I bought it for
Yeah.
my brother. He's like, I'm not riding a purple bike. Like, well, looks like it's mine now. Yep. When you were putting this all together, you're talking with Box. First of all, I love the mailing the letter, because I did that trick in my sales day, because I would call back and say, well, is so and so there? Because I mailed him a letter, and he or she was gonna get back to me, and like you were right past the gatekeeper with that little trick too, if you knew who the decision maker was. But when you were kind of getting this whole thing going, like, was there a piece of advice that somebody gave you that really stuck out, that helped you, maybe get past a roadblock? Whether it be contacting vendors to be part of the program, or did you ever hit a roadblock and then somebody give you some advice that helped you get past that?
No, I mean, not to be. I mean, I kind of had already done the same process before with the previous teams. No, I mean, people. How are you going to create value? Are you just going to ask me for something, or are you going to actually do something, right? So, I position my request in a way, it's like, I'm going to create value for you guys. We're going to create value. And we are a team. It's, even though I'm the principal, I call myself the principal of the team. We're a team, and we try to, I don't want it to be just me. Honestly, I don't want all the work, I mean, I'd like, we need other leaders and people to do different things. But, for me, it's about the energy. It's also about the commitment, and it's about, setting expectations too. And unfortunately in BMX, a lot of people, especially when you have a higher profile team, that looks good, they think there's all this money floating around. There's none. There's zero money. So it's, how do you start a team? You decide that you want to start a team. Then you take some money, and you put it, in a fire pit, and you pour some lighter fluid on it, and you throw a match. I mean, that's how you start a team. It takes money. And if I just go to, Joe's landscaping service and say, give me $500 so you can help us with our jerseys, what value am I doing for Joe's landscaping service? Is anybody at the track going to use Joe's landscaping service? No, they're not. It's great if businesses want to participate and contribute. I mean, I think it's wonderful if we can get money from outside of the industry, but or out of our sport. It's not really an industry, right? But it's very challenging. So that's why, my focus was hypered on BMX specific companies, that were products that we were going to use, so we could walk the walk. We weren't just, basically being, whores for $500 to put, somebody, I mean, I'm not, I'm not knocking any other teams that do that, but I personally, just me personally, you can hate me, I don't like a jersey with 10 million logos on it. I don't like that. That's just what I don't like.
Wow.
Now,
preaching to the choir.
You and I are on the same page, brother.
Well, and so that was kind of the thought, right? So, and I think you got to do what works for you. But
Absolutely.
I had worked with Bill Ryan in the past with Supercross, so we had a frame company. That was cool. So we had a frame company. We still had, Fly back then, and then we aligned ourselves with a bike shop, so that way you could get parts and service. So that's your typical, local or non-factory type team. So we're not a factory team, obviously. We're Haro, Florida. I mean, we are our own hybrid, I would say.
But man, you guys, obviously there's other companies that have the satellite teams, right? They got Esquire. They've got Michigan and Texas, and you see them around. They do a great job with the grassroots part, bringing riders in and up. But like when I saw what you were doing, not knocking, because there's another company doing the same thing as Esquire. I just can't think of their name right now, but they've got their state regional teams. You guys stood out, and I was down, like we met, and I was down there for work, and it just got like, I was like, what are these guys doing? Like, this is pretty neat.
It's quite a compliment, so thank you.
It's it's Haro, Florida, but it's totally not just another state team, because there's not that. Esquire has a very regiment process you do. You get your team, and then you work with all the other team managers. It's a good program. You guys are like off here. It's like, wait, Haro doesn't have any state teams out there, I don't think. And you guys, in short time, really like brought that name out, and not just in Florida. Like it's, people talk about it outside of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. And again, style is really important when as my mom taught me, when you don't have substance, you got to have style, right? So it's kind of, and when you look like this, you got to do something, you got to cover it up, and you got to do something. But, I took my years of sales. I took my years of marketing experience. I took my business. I own a business, and I've worked for a lot of people as well. I'm nearly 60 years old. I'm not a young man. So, I kind of took all that and I said, let's have some fun. I mean, that's really the most important thing. Let's have some fun, and let's try to look good doing it, and let's create some opportunities. Definitely let's give back. So far we're working on it. And of course I think that's a great goofball. I eat a lot too. That's an important thing, to know what I'm going to eat and when. But, we part of it is giving back. I mean, if I can talk about this right now, or
Oh yeah.
it's really tough to run a track. I mean, we're so fortunate to have any tracks to race at. I mean, it's like, here you go. Here's a field. Take care of it.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't pick up their own trash, right? People that visit tracks don't even pick up, their own trash, let alone pick up somebody else's trash, or get out the weed whacker. And there's volunteer days and all that stuff. But it's almost a thankless position. And I'm not kissing up to all the track directors throughout the United States. I already know it's a thankless job.
Sure.
If they were paid, you couldn't pay them enough, So we're super, super lucky to have that. And that's part of our team mission is to give back. And we do anonymously give back. I mean, when you go to a race, especially in Florida, a big state race where there's, 180 motos, whatever, and there's a stager there all frigging day long, 2 or 3 days, giving up their weekend, baking in the sun, right? And putting up with, adults like me and children. Children are always so perfect. They're so good. All of them, they don't do bad things, especially BMXers. I mean, give me a break. You can spot a BMX kid a mile away. I mean, no self-control. But anyway, have some mom call and curse me. But it's just, could we be a little bit different, without demanding attention and reciprocation? I mean, it's not necessary, right? Can we thank somebody for doing something for us? So that was part of it. But then also, it can be an expensive sport, right? I mean, by the time you sign up, gear, race fees, new bikes and so forth, and kids grow. So we definitely had a component to give some bikes away. And that was always from the very beginning. And it's important to note, we pay for everything. Okay. We're not no one's stroking us a check, and no one's, most of our swag we create ourselves and pay for ourselves. I mean, I had a jumpsuit. I love Formula One. I'm like, I should try to create a jumpsuit. It didn't work out quite right. I don't look like, those, if you watch Formula One, my jumpsuit doesn't look like this. It's a Dickies.
Oh yeah.
It's a Dickies. I don't look like Charles Leclerc. Okay. And I look like, more like, I don't know, anyway, somebody else. But, that was part of it. So we're kind of, we're evolving, and we literally did not get our jerseys and our pit until Oldsmar. So, we're really young.
Yeah.
And we feel a little bit older, and we're going to grow. But anyway, I'll take a step back.
How many team members do you actively have?
Right now, there's 15.
Okay, that's a good size.
I get approached, and and it's nothing wrong with this, but I do get approached almost daily, but at least weekly, especially if I put some wild post up, right? Because it looks really, I try to keep it exciting.
Absolutely.
And, I would rather people be entertained than not entertained. Unfortunately, the first question I asked, I mean, we want to attract people to us. I mean, I'd rather it be a pull than a push, right? And I do have one interesting story about that. So I have to be diplomatic how I tell the story. But, I asked someone, what do you want out of a team? Why? And I think I know the ladies show. What's all Moms Talk
Moms Talk
BMX?
BMX, yeah.
Yeah, they taught one of the is I think Nick is the team manager down there for JNR. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
Nick Jones. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know he had a really good. I listened to that episode. I mean, I looked it up, and
Yes.
he's like, well, what do you expect out of a team? Because I'm not sure some people really understand it. So we're just a for fun team. People are like, why aren't you on the team sheets? Well, we will be. We're just not there yet, and we don't. It's not. Does it increase value or does it increase our fun? Is it, if it does that, if it's what we all, if we want that, we just do it,
Sure.
but I'd rather travel more, right? I'd rather visit other tracks. I'd rather, spread some tchotchke. I mean, I sent you guys some umbrellas, right? So it's kind of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
self-promotion, right? Hey, here's some Haro, Florida umbrellas. So we'll keep spreading those umbrellas around. We've got some really nice, insulated cups that we give away. Yes, small stuff, but, what do you want on a team? What does your kid want on a team? And unfortunately, they're number one, not 100% sure, and number two, whatever their expectation is, it's not realistic.
Yeah.
There's no travel expenses at our level. There's
Yeah.
no race fees. There's no free bicycles. There's no. Our kit that was one of the things I did at the beginning, and it will change slightly because it's quite expensive. I mean, our kit is 3 jerseys, one color for each day,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
plus
yeah.
a fourth practice jersey, right? So on Friday, we usually wear green. On Saturdays, which is the bigger day, we wear black. And on Sundays, we wear tan. And they coordinate, like I mentioned, Blot Out did our jerseys, Rolando there. They coordinate with the Fly, pant that we chose for this year. And we just wear matte black helmets. But so it's 3 jerseys plus a practice jersey. The practice jersey is a Fly jersey, a helmet, a custom number plate, and there'll be a box plate with an insert from Vice. Um, what else? So much stuff. Gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, am I putting you to sleep over there, Justin?
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
No,
Anyway.
actually, I just got
You know-
it. There's a guy that won't use chat, but he just sent me a really nice compliment.
Did he give me the finger?
No, you continue because I
Yeah.
want to make sure I read this to you.
So basically, if you add it all up, it's about $500. Okay. And last year, if you want to join our team, you're buying just to have skin in the game, not because, and none of it's free. I mean, it's stuff that we source at a discount through our sponsors. It was $100. So I mean, if you get a helmet, 3 jerseys, pants, gloves, a number plate, a helmet bag. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen our helmet bags. I mean, they are the shit. I mean, we put the Haro Florida logo on there. We put your name on there, embroidered on there.
Wow.
Plus some, I do some Dickies shirts. I don't know how many I'll do again, but usually some pit shirts for the parents. We do some chairs, and so, is that may not be the most important thing, but that was important for me for the sponsors, especially for Haro, to have a really professional, polished look that made people take note and say, wow,
Yeah.
I'm seeing Haro's out there,
Dude, the chair
So
idea is brilliant.
what's that?
The chair idea is brilliant because when I was loading pictures up, they just jumped off the screen.
Yeah.
And like if you're walking
and
by,
we're not the first, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I just copy other people's ideas, right? If you look at other sports or other things, it's not, sometimes I think it's an original idea. It's not,
I
it's just
think it's the
somebody else is
logo I
doing it.
love. I think that I don't know who designed your logo, but kudos to
I
them.
have my business partner. He's probably not listening. I have a lighting company, and he does all our graphics, and does a lot of stuff. So I'll say, hey man, can you lay out these tents for me? And hey, so it's kind of a giveaway. But you saw my kind of hand drawn.
Mhm.
Oh, there we go. Hand drawn picture. It looks like it's a hand drawn picture of me that you had in there.
Oh yeah, from your
We're going to
profile.
honor our number one, our state champions, by creating a banner and hanging that, and doing that kind of cartoonized picture of those riders with their name, for at least for the 2023 season. Hopefully down there, Taina Medina in California, our California girl, hopefully she'll get state one as a 15X. She just went from 14 to 15.
Oh wow.
So, it is about performance, but it really isn't. Let's just give it some effort, be a good sport, help somebody out, do the right thing. Don't pay for someone's coffee in Starbucks.
Right.
They don't need that. They're already in line at Starbucks, help out the kid that doesn't have any gloves, and say, hey, can we get this kid a set of gloves? I mean, just do things a little bit more thoughtful. And again, I'm not perfect. I make a ton of mistakes, have a really, I mean, a lot of people that know me, I mean, they may not, they may tell you some great stories, that aren't so great, but I've already gone to confessional. So I'm good there. But anyway, I didn't mean to digress, but that's, where were we? Reel me back.
Do you have a
Justin,
proficiency, a minimum proficiency? Do you
no.
like
Oh, no.
That's not important.
No.
Okay. More about.
No, not at all.
Because I've heard.
I know a lot of teams do.
Yeah.
Expert level, but.
Off of what you had said, I've heard a lot of other team managers, and I know that Nick Jones is one of them. It's sort of, you have to buy into the culture too. So like, are you going to be the family that is volunteering the hours and, helping in the teams and, keeping this good reputation that you've started, because you start high, right? Nobody knows you. So you're clean as a whistle, and then it just goes down from there. So
yeah. And then a couple, crashes and a couple flicking people's off and kicking your helmet. But
yep.
It's not, Melissa, it's not as much as keeping score. Are you going to do all these things? It's being that, living that, like just enjoying yourself, enjoying life, smiling. This isn't, people do wake up and get a diagnosis of cancer, or they lose a loved one, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's terrible things. We live I know this is where I sound like a Fruit Loop that I am, but we live in the greatest country on earth. There's plenty of opportunity, and we spend a lot of time complaining. So let's just, when it comes to BMX, if it ain't fun, don't do it. If you don't love it, I mean, we all love it. I mean, we're nuts about it, right? Adrenaline junkies, here we come. So that kit I was talking about, that buy-in was for the person to have skin in the game, the rider. It's not because like I need $100. I don't mean that. I do need $100. Yeah. Only when I visit the truck stop. Then I need it in fives. But
hell yeah!
I love the idea of the I don't know what's the right word, the camaraderie buy-in, the like, we wear this jersey on Friday, we wear this jersey on Saturday. Like, it's not a rule, but like, I think that just shows a little bit more of your organization and your team members buy-in, and it looks way professional to think you're all wearing the same thing. I mean, when I show up at a high school game or professional, let's even go professional football or whatever, they have home jerseys. They don't get a choice. This is just part of where you're at. You're gonna be part of the team. This is where you're gonna part of the rules, I guess. And I think that really says something about the professionalism. And I guess most high-end teams, if you will, are going to do that. I know like JNR, they all wear the same jerseys and stuff. I guess that's kind of part of the deal. But to get all those things for $100 doesn't sound that bad of a deal to me.
No, and again, just a little skin in the game. And obviously you have to ride a Haro bicycle. I mean, we can't be riding somebody else's bicycle. No, and we need to use Fly products, and then we need to support Box. If you don't like something, just don't talk about it. If there's a product from our sponsors that you don't like, doesn't fit you right, or it's the wrong color.
You're not out bad-mouthing them.
I mean, BMXers are really a weird group. They're extremely specific. Sorry, I got a little bit of, I need some more Haro water. There's very, very specific. And it's like, you know what? This isn't a Formula One car, okay? And you're not that fast. And this is where I'm saying, this is where people won't like me. It's like, really, if you had a quarter-inch longer frame, you would still be exactly where you are. So why don't you go do some sprints and practice some gates and take a couple clinics, and eat a little less Taco Bell or whatever, and myself, and these are things I tell myself as well. I mean, I want the best equipment I can, and when you're an older rider, generally you can buy whatever you want, asking your mom and dad, right? So but those things can help. But I really think in racing, it's four parts. Equipment is one. Mental is great. I mean, I can't tell you how often I choke. Your athleticism, but really the most important is BMX is a finesse sport. If you focus on your skills, that's what's going to give you the biggest payback. Your skills are going to be number one. Obviously, if you have a super heavy, street bike or something, sure. Mm-hmm. If you replace it with a race bike, it's going to help you. But you look at our bike, there's not going to be this huge difference between bikes, bike frames, for example. So that's kind of it's our approach, is, have fun, give back. And then on a bigger level, is to go a little bit deeper and put some bikes out there. We've given away helmets before. I've had I buy a few extra helmets, and somebody's got a helmet that ain't right. Here you go. Don't worry about it. And luckily Fly has a really great, affordable BMX specific helmet.
Yep.
I don't use that helmet because I've suffered a lot of concussions. And so I use a helmet where they make fun of me, Mr. Bumgardner.
Oh, he's in here.
Is he?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Hi there, Mr. Bum. Calling me Spaceballs.
Which
Rick
one-
Morales, is that the guy's name from Spaceballs?
Yeah.
You can put it up there. So my helmet is a very large motocross helmet. It's not heavy. It's a carbon helmet, but I've pretty much
okay.
almost destroyed it at this point.
That's the one.
But I have not gotten a concussion.
That's the one I run.
I started using that.
Is it the one above the? Well, it used to be the F series, and then they changed the name to whatever it is.
I don't know what it's called. It was. I mean, I could go pull it out and look at it.
No, hey,
It's
I've
special.
I've put a few of them to the test, and that's they got the MIPS and the spin technology in them. And look, you got one head.
Yes.
You only have one head. Like,
Yep.
if you're,
Well, yeah. I mean, technically, you have two. But.
right. The one, yeah.
I only have one.
Right.
Okay.
You don't race. How about we do a chat check-in real quick, because it's
I don't
blowing
race, you're
up
right.
now, and I want to thank everybody that's jumped in the chat. We're gonna head on over, Melissa, and
All right.
what is going on?
It'll be a
over there?
little bit slower because I can't scroll very well with my
You want me to do it?
left hand. No, because I
No?
can't read up that far.
Oh.
And that as well, anyways. Old eyes. Want to say hi to Nick Valencia. Thanks for tuning in. Rick Carter has joined us. Connor White, Craig and Kelly have tuned in. Let's go Haro Race Team. David Blower is with us. Says, what's up, guys? Martin Kennard says, hello, ATB and Mr. Finelli.
Hello, Martin.
As mentioned, Ryan Baumgardner's in there. Michael Mag was helping us out.
That hurt me, Ryan. It hurt me. Made fun of me.
Damon Tucson also tuning in.
I think he was driving back from Toledo.
I think he was.
Or Richfield, and just honked and went by.
I thought he was going to go to Toledo, but I don't know.
Closer.
Low and Slow's hanging out over on YouTube. Thanks, Chase. We appreciate you. Mag said, so we were talking earlier about eating dangerous snacks, and Mag says that he plans on having Cameron crush him up and trying to snort.
Oh gosh!
I don't know. What can you get the average 14-year-old to do, I guess?
Dude will win every race.
He doesn't race, though.
Oh, that's right.
Hi to Scott Foster. Thanks for tuning in. Noah Robinson's over with us on Facebook, as is Stephen Latchford. Says, what's up?
Heal up, buddy.
He says Nashville didn't sit good with him. That sucks.
It definitely did not.
Mark Van Syak, maybe. Says, what is that?
You got it almost right.
Okay.
I just call him Mark V because
Mark
I don't
V.
want to. He's awesome. It's great.
Don't want to mess it up like I. He says, what up, Dave? Lisa White, we mentioned her earlier. Tony Zaz says, what's up, fam?
Tony Z.
Does Tony have a shirt on? That's important to know.
Probably not.
What he put a emoji with the sunglasses, so I would think not.
Yeah.
Hi to Mike Miller tuning in. Sean Gifford is with us. Says, what's up, fam? Make sure I don't miss anybody. Robert Cardoza and his wife are both tuning in. One on YouTube, one on Facebook. Looks like Jane's working the midnight oil there. She says she's got 100 dogs barking in the backyard. Josh Blair, thank you for tuning in over on YouTube. We appreciate you. Mark Scott says, yo, Joel. Oh, Scott Wire, I believe,
Happy
is
birthday.
the birthday boy today.
He
says,
is.
what's good, y'all? Just got a birthday tip in at Richfield. So that's good to hear. Hi to Len Novak over in the Las Vegas area. Mike
up, Len?
Melvin is tuning in on Facebook as well. Mark Anthony of the Rockford Rippers is also tuning in. Boy, you weren't kidding. I guess I'd been not following along very closely.
Well, I glanced up and saw how many people were active in the chat room. I was like, holy jeez.
We want to say a special hi to James Vicente. He says, great to see you all. Good job tonight. Craig Dragna's tuning in, as is Dave Dortona up in the New York area. We mentioned Nick Jones. He's also following along. Hashtag stick with Nick. We appreciate you. He says, good. I think we were talking about jerseys. So good for you, man. I want every person who sees a rider in a JNR jersey to know that it's a good kid right there. So, yeah, when you can be recognized, I think that's important, especially as you start getting more infamous. Ryan says he likes Taco Bell more than trophies.
I'm with you. Big taco fan.
I mean, you got to pick your poison, I guess. Hi to Mike Warren. Thanks for tuning in. Edward King says Haro, Florida is legit.
Thank you.
I don't want to hear myself.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
Reverb.
God, it's just too much shit over here. I'm trying to run.
All right. Few more I want to throw out there. Jason Chang tuning in over on
Star.
Facebook. Tony Stillinger is also with us. Says hello, Joe. John
Hey,
Corbett, you demand, Joe, he says. Lots of see you in Jacksonville, sounds like. Mike Warren. Mr. John Pringle says, what's up? Hashtag be like a Pringle. No, wait, sorry. No, it just says be like Pringle, not a Pringle.
Eat a can of Pringles.
Eat a
sorry,
can,
John.
yeah. Miss
Wait a minute.
Riley Baumgardner is in there.
Yep.
What?
You see the last person?
No, I didn't get there yet. I got to
Oh,
read
sorry.
all of them as I go. I
My
don't
bad.
just jump to the bottom.
What's going on, Duck?
How was the district mom scene in California?
It was awesome.
That was Mr. Nick asking that. And then lastly, rounding it out, we're going to say hi to Mr. William Prince. He says, great show. Joe and his crew know how to run a pro BMX program. Watch it now live. Thank you.
And he
Nice shirts. I got some great shirts from Ghetto Wear.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Prince's
Yes.
company, and they showed up yesterday. And I've already lost one.
It happens with his
So
stuff.
it's already been taken. It's already been taken. So
Swept
yeah.
away, huh?
So thank you,
Awesome.
William.
When I was
William the Prince. Prince is what my nickname. for
AKA
William.
Get Off My Lawn. He has some awesome rants. That was actually who texted me. What I was going to tell you earlier is he said that you guys do a fantastic job with what you're doing. It's super pro. He just jumped in and put it in the chat, but he texted to me earlier, and he's run a whole bunch. He's ran a lot of teams too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if anybody has a question for Joe or wants us to shout out anything, go ahead and put it in the chat. And thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Heck yeah. So we're gonna shift gears up a little bit. So you're busy. You got the job. You're doing the team. What do you do in what spare time you have outside of BMX?
I mean, I travel. We like to travel, so I
Okay.
travel, and if I can travel where there's BMX tracks, I
My
incorporate
God.
that.
Welcome
I
to my
work,
life.
and so I work if there's BMX tracks. I incorporate that.
Uh-huh.
But with the new grandbabies, we live in beautiful Central Florida, and we like to take advantage of, the lifestyle, the water lifestyle here. And we're kind of, no one really knows where we are. We're in Tavares, but which is near Mount Dora, but it's northwest of Orlando. But been married, 36 years. I'm sure nobody cares, but 3 kids.
Congrats.
And just a really fulfilled life. Just unbelievable. I mean, it's just been awesome. And BMX is a huge part of it. I mean, when we were in California, people just, we were a little bit, spoilers, I guess, racing and some folks, in their backyard. But we just had a great time. We were, welcomed in. There was people that I had met on social media, through social media that I got to talk to and say hello to, and they were just the same cool people that that we were interacting on social media. Our rider out there, can I touch on that?
Please.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried
So
to do
it's
my
really-
best, but I know you're going to do a lot better job than
Well,
I
I'm all over the place, so you got
No,
to
you're
keep me in
good.
control.
Let's talk about her.
She's a super great young woman. I just connected with her because the algorithms. We were Haro, and she wrote a Haro, and I started seeing her videos of now. There's a lot of great things about her, but one thing for certain is she's just a phenomenal rider. I mean, elbows out, doesn't give up, fearless, and just if you ever watch her videos that she posts, it's just really, really impressive. And that's not what I was really impressed about her. She has her own business to support her racing. So she, instead of her, just as I say, and it's offensive to some people, like, hey, you just got your hand out, you gotta give a little bit to get. And she's out there, working her business. And if you follow her, it's Taina's um, bike detailing
Yep.
on
Yeah.
Instagram. You like how my face got all weird there? 'Cause I'm trying to say it.
No.
And her name is Taina. Her name is Taina, and she's just a really nice kid. So we started talking a little bit, and I sent her some Haro swag because she was riding a Haro, and I just thought, wow, how refreshing. And she's right down the street from Haro. She's in San Diego, and they're in Vista. And I said, man, it would be kind of weird. It would be hard to support her, but maybe she'd want to ride with us. She'll be our first out of state rider. And a couple of people had asked me, could do you have a Haro, Pennsylvania or Haro, or,
Sure.
Ohio, whatever. I was like, no, I mean, it's just something we made up. I love Florida, and I don't know, just how to differentiate ourselves, right? So I'm not even sure how it happened, quite honestly.
It works.
Thank you. And so I said, would you like to ride with us? And she was so sweet. And we kind of have the opposite problem, I think, in Florida. We have too many teams and not enough riders. Okay. But in some other parts of the country, there's not as many teams. So we have a real strong program in Florida, and the tracks have big team tracks, right? Or big track teams. Thank you. Sorry,
Yeah.
my dyslexia kicked in. So they kind of suck up a lot of a lot of the riders. All get put in these big teams. So she said to me, "No one's ever asked me to be on a team before. I'm telling you, this girl is fast, okay, and really exciting to watch race. I'm not saying this because she's our girl. She is just really exciting to watch." So I was like, "How is this possible, right?" And so I said, "Well, yeah, let's do it." So long story short, I felt like if there was a rider, that I could put together a program for and present a bike to, she would be the one. No, and that it's just that simple. And by the way, for anybody listening, you can leave at any time. There's no obligation with us.
Oh, gotcha.
You want to go. I mean, why?
Yeah.
Why would I want to keep you here?
Right.
I probably want you to go if you want to go, right?
Good point.
We want you to go, right? Is that a good point?
Yeah, that is a good point.
Okay, so there's no obligation. She says, well, "What can I do for you? What do I need to do?" She already had a great social media presence. She has a sponsor that's outside of BMX. It's called Box, BUMPBOX,
Yep.
and that's part of the biking culture, especially more so there than Florida. I mean, there'll be these giant groups of people that will do these urban rides, through Los Angeles or whatever, all different types of bikes, low riders and wheelie bikes, big, PK Ripper, big bikes, whatever. And the guy's really cool, and he and I connected too through social media, and said, and he said, "Man, she's a great girl. School and BMX, most important things to her." I said, "Wow, and she runs her own little business." So we decided to award her a bike, and with help from Haro and from Box, we built a bike for her. Also, Black Ops Wheels, my good friend Daryl Blackstock, he lives up in Green Cove Springs and races out of Jacksonville and St. Augustine. Great guy. He threw in the labor, so he built the wheels, put the bike together. Excuse me, not he put my bike together, and we shipped the bike out to Tyler Brown. Tyler agreed to accept the bike, so we didn't have to, bring it with us on the plane. And we are already sneaking our own bikes on the plane. We can't sneak another bike.
Wait, it was a golf trip, wasn't it?
It was a golf trip, yeah. And anybody thinks you can just stick a golf club in there and that's going to somehow trick them. They tear the TSA opens and looks at everything. So it's not like you're not going to trick anybody. Put some balls in there and say you're going golfing. But anyway, it turned out really a beautiful, fun. Beautiful is maybe the wrong word. But it just was really exciting. So we went out there and we had this great, kind of jam-packed week in California. We were hoping to race 5 tracks in 6 days. We got 4 races in. The fifth day got rained out. And we showed up down in San Diego. And it just so happened we met Taina and her father for the first time. And they was like, "Cool, the guys from Florida are here." And we put on our pink Florida shirts, and so we were a little bit, we were a little bit flamboyant, but that's how we are. And Dave, who's a great guy and a great mechanic, he started looking at her bike. She had an issue with her bike So we weren't sure how we were going to give it. We had a couple ideas, but it was the perfect timing to present our bike to her. So
Aw.
we cried. She didn't cry, but it was super
Shit,
cool.
dude.
And she
My
then
eyes got a little
Dingleberry.
wet.
What's that, Justin?
Dude, my eyes were sweating when I was watching that
And so-
video.
oh, that's awesome. So thank you. So Dingleberry, that would be me. She's very shy. We get in the gate. I said, "Come on, you're gonna snap this old man out of the gate first lap, first flying in and taking the first lap." A digger. You should see here. It's just like, and I almost take her out completely. So they had a double, and then there was a roller on the backside. And I didn't even roll around the track. I didn't even look at the track. I just was excited and just jumped on there, burned another jersey, and their slurry. If Tyler's listening, oh my gosh, it's a cheese grater. I mean, you
Ouch.
are in trouble. It's Chattahoochee Stone, if you know what that is here in Florida.
It's like
It's just, oh
sandpaper.
my gosh. So I think she was embarrassed the rest of the day. And she stayed the hell away from us, at least me, But it was really cool. We caught up with her at Bellflower, and a girl that she had not beaten before. She handedly won and held her position in her qualifying motos as well as in her main, and so she's tied for first. They break their state, I think, into two pieces,
Yep.
Southern and Northern. It might be three. So it's just a really good thing, and hopefully, part of our team's mission too. One of the other see, I'm going to sleep on you. One of the other things that's important to us, how about if I just put it that way, talk like an 8-year-old, is that if a rider is exposed or noticed because they're with us and a better opportunity presents itself that, fits better for them, boom, boom, take it. Do not pass go. Will we be sad? No, but we'll be happy for you. So, that is the minimum I hope to do with her, is that if she's going to continue her BMX career, and I told her, I mean, the pressure's on. I already have a #1 jersey for her and a #1 plate that Ethan from Bice had created for her. And I said, look, these are going to go to waste if you don't
No
finish
pressure.
their championships in September. So if you don't finish #1, these are going to go to waste.
That's adorable.
So it's a really good story, and hopefully we can do more with that. We plan on doing a Texas trip. We plan on doing, we like, at least the guys that I travel with, that I travel with on this trip, we like out west in the desert. So we're going to do a Nevada and Arizona trip. And then we'll also do some driving trips, in the Southeast.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, it's that whole live it. We look for the best tacos. We look for the best, where's the best Thai food, whatever. I mean, you kind of turn it into an adventure.
That's the most important
The
part.
BMX is just kind of the conduit to live.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
For me, anyway. For the rest of my family, not so much.
Got an off-topic question for you here. Totally off BMX.
Uh-oh. Listen, one time, and I was in college. Okay, doesn't count.
Yeah.
Okay, and all I did was kiss him.
That's it. It was for beers.
Oh,
so
that
it
wasn't
didn't-
the question. That wasn't the question. Okay,
Didn't
go ahead.
count. No. Tell me about this home shopping network gig that you had.
Oh my goodness! Come on now. Why would you do that to me? So I worked for
Because
some
you
Japanese.
just dropped that the
Goofy.
other night, and I'm like, wait, he was on the
Well, I
home
just
shopping
wanted to
network?
say, well, I didn't want to get nervous and freeze. So I worked for a Japanese electronics manufacturer for many years, and Home Shopping Network is based in Clearwater, Florida, right near J&R, not too far from J&R. And I was just a young guy, I think I didn't have my hair. I started losing my hair young, and they had given me, I worked for JVC Company of America, and they had given me an account list that nobody wanted. And I just, used some donuts, some Publix croissants. They used to make a croissant that they would fry and put it in sugar. They turned it into a donut, a cronut. It was unbelievable. And I just bribed my way in past the gate. It was this big complex. I didn't know what I was doing, and I had plenty of donuts. I just worked my way to the top of this building that was 8 stories where all the executives were. And they're like, "Why are you here? Who do you have an appointment with?" I said, "I just need to see the electronics buyer." And they just went and got the guy, and they were to turn into a $50 million a year account. So part of my responsibility, I'm just flexing a little bit. $50
As
million
you
right
should,
here.
apparently. My
Let me tell
gosh.
you, nobody slays them like me.
I
promise you
guess.
that. But
Listen up, kids.
That's right.
Handwritten letters and
And cronuts.
mailed letters and cronuts.
And don't say,
Cronuts.
don't take no for
Yeah,
an answer.
Publix doesn't do the cronut anymore. I don't know why. But anyway, so to assist them, we would go on the air to assist their show host and to sell. Anyway, for 10 years I sold them, and it was awesome. It was a great company, a great gig, and great company to sell, and it was a lot of fun. They gave me the company. I think they're still around. They gave me 20 hours worth of work to do, JVC, and 40 hours to do it in.
Love
and
it.
so I just had
perfect.
nothing but free time and BMXing and just getting in all kind of trouble.
You were on the air then with like somebody from
Several times, yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I looked for video. Man, I'm telling you, like I'm really.
It's on It's so old. It's on VHS.
It's a
tapes,
VHS,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, you don't even know what that means. Do you know what
Yeah,
VHS
no, we
stands
do.
for?
We
Bro, I know
do.
Betamax.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Beta.
We're-
but
we're
anyway,
on
yeah,
the
it's
cusp.
that old. I mean, it's ancient.
Yeah,
it's
there.
ancient.
I bet you I spent a good 45 minutes an hour. I was like, I'm gonna find this. I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
find it.
If I find it, it's bad.
And I was
Especially
like-
the first one. I'm like just freezing, and it's pretty.
Nope.
I don't remember the millions. I think they had maximum 21 million viewers
Mm-hmm.
at their peak time. So they kind of give you this whole deal who their customer is. It's
Yeah.
a 51-year-old woman. They name her Marge, what her shopping habits are, and how you would speak to Marge. And I think that's important too. In everything in life, know your audience, know what you're doing for your sponsor. What's
Absolutely.
important to J&R, right? What's important if you're riding for them? Are you the nice kid? Are you the fastest kid? Are you the most stylish kid? You jump the bit, you got the best hole shot, whatever it is. I mean, if we're swinging it back to BMX, I'm sorry, you wanted to go off topic there, or off, know who you're talking to and what,
Yeah.
how you can, create a better experience for everybody versus what a lot of people do, the opposite of that.
What do you do for work now, Joe?
I'm in sales. I have
Okay.
a company. I sell lights. 13
nice.
years ago, when we came back to Florida, I was overqualified and undereducated. Nobody would hire me. So I started my own business, and so we sell commercial and industrial LED lighting to electrical contractors, and we ship across the U.S.
That's very cool.
Very
Okay.
nice.
We're tiny company.
Do the gonna do rapid fire?
Yeah. Of
Oh,
course.
yes, awesome.
Oh, rapid fire. What does that mean?
It's
So
our
It
favorite
sounds
game.
scary.
it's don't worry, you're in good hands.
Okay.
So we're gonna do lightning round here, and lightning round is brought to you by our good friends over at brandedpopupcanopies.com. Their mission is to get the fan along with the branded supporter with an opportunity to purchase their favorite branded pop-up style canopy of their favorite company. So you can get a Haro canopy, you can get an ATB canopy. Brian's adding tons and tons of people on there, so that's your opportunity to go over there and slide in and get yourself that rad factory look. And in lightning round, Melissa and I are going to fire off questions. You're not allowed to think about them. You got to fire off the first answer that comes to your mind. All right.
Makes sense.
Oh, am I the one that answers the question?
You are the one and only.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right, I'm on the spot. All right, wake up, Joe.
All right.
I'm ready.
All right. There's not too many of them. You be all right.
I'll put my glasses on. And make them smaller. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
The last movie you liked so much you watched it twice.
Oh gosh, so easy. Quantum of Solace, James Bond.
Oh yeah.
Damn, that's a good movie.
Okay.
Favorite sport other than BMX that you like to watch?
Formula One.
I know.
Yeah. One place you'd like to travel that you've never been to.
Greece.
Oh.
Damn, solid answer. What was the last thing you Googled on your phone?
It involved animals and midgets.
It's a typical day. Some
And
good
then
morning.
all things be no, I'm
Is
kidding.
midget? Are you allowed to say midget? Small people.
Little people.
It's too late anyway.
Little people.
Look, I've been making a horrible joke all day using that word, so I'll share it with you after the show.
What is your favorite thing to do on a date with your wife?
I do a really good beach. So yeah, I mean, I'd have to send you pictures. I bring lanterns, lighted candles, and yeah, a beach.
That sounds-
Especially the west coast of Florida. The beaches are just ridiculously nice, and a sunset over there, the right time of the year, a little bit cool. It's awesome.
I love that.
Nice. What's one sport that you'd never try?
That I would never try. Ooh, basketball, because I'm 5'9.5". I don't know.
Yeah, that-
I thought there'd be a
feel
funny
your pain.
answer in there.
There's no
I'd
wrong
have something
answer.
funny in there.
I don't know. That's kind of
I don't
funny.
know.
All right. What is your favorite television show?
Gosh, I'm a binge watcher. I love Succession,
Oh, me too.
which just
that the
ended.
one that-
Which
Yes.
just ended.
Is that the one we watched?
The effed up family.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a good
Gosh,
Oh, yeah.
they give me so much anxiety.
I know. I was
I
like,
can't
wow.
stop watching.
I love my brothers. Thank you.
Wow. Shit. That stuff goes dark too,
Yeah, it
real
goes
quick.
Yes.
very dark.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
What superpower would you like to have?
It's not. There could be children involved on this.
There still
podcast,
is.
no.
Yeah.
What superpower? I don't know. I turn invisible. That would be by far the best. Sure.
That's been a popular answer.
Yeah. Do you prefer aluminum, carbon, or chromoly?
Well, aluminum is my only option, and I only ride cruiser. So
Okay.
currently, Haro only offers aluminum. So aluminum is the answer.
There you
Okay.
go.
If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
God, I was pretty intense at 18.
That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, probably just enjoy life a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just yeah. I mean, I was out at 19, more or less 19, 20, just to enjoy life a little bit
Okay.
more.
I like that.
You know, you when you're young and you're trying to make it and you're trying to find your way, you kind of feel like it's you against the world. So you miss out on a lot.
I agree.
Are you just agreeing just to not make me sound stupid?
No.
Melissa?
I
Be honest.
100%.
That's a solid answer.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, what would be your favorite guilty pleasure?
I mean, just tons of sugary, chocolatey coffee, just tons.
Oh, I love
Too
it.
much.
With some
Like to what we were talking
cronuts.
about, building tolerances. Oh my gosh, coffee, more coffee.
I love it.
I mean, it's too much coffee.
What is the most annoying thing about you?
Nude. I look like a gorilla.
Solid answer. I like it.
I can't even follow that one.
Let's just say it would ruin your application. Let's see that. Don't peek in the windows around here.
What would you? That's funny. What would you say is your favorite band?
Oh, easy. Blink 182.
Oh, nice.
Who?
Blink 182.
Blink.
Don't peek in the windows over there.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, don't peek in the windows.
You're
And literally, I have a shower in the backyard. I always shower in the backyard. I just don't. Well, I'm not gonna tell you about that. Go ahead.
what's your favorite type of cookie?
Of cookie?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, oatmeal.
Oh.
Ooh, good. That's interesting answer. All right.
All right. What is one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you? Sort of like a hidden talent.
My IQ is above 85.
I'm so using that one going forward from now on.
I love that.
So I'm gonna modify the next one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Your favorite F1 driver?
Checo.
Okay.
I like it. Peanut butter, crunchy or creamy?
Creamy.
Am I doing the last one too? Even though.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, go
I normally do that, so there's other stuff I got to do.
Oh, okay.
This is
All
pretty,
right.
This has been an awesome, easy show tonight.
Last one.
Favorite Wednesday night live streaming BMX show?
Oh, easy. ATB, baby.
Yeah.
All the way.
Thank
Awesome,
you.
and
That was
thank you for
fun.
playing.
You did great.
Well, thank you.
Easy
I didn't feel
peasy.
so bad.
No, they're meant to be fun.
It looked like you lost 62% of your viewership. I'm sorry. But listen, I think that clown that could juggle would have been a better guest. Or what was the other one we talked about?
Oh, yeah.
What was the other one?
God damn it. Yeah.
Not the drunk guy.
No. No. The.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, we had two. We were kidding around, and we'd come up with the two guests that canceled. And
Oh.
Yeah, I was the third choice. But in any case,
Gotcha,
I'm very
gotcha.
honored, and I do appreciate it. So thank you, and hopefully I didn't confuse who we are or what's important, but just to have a good time and BMX.
Absolutely.
so you wanna? I like the trivia question. I hit that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So for the 38% of you that are still listening.
Did I lose that many?
No.
I did lose 62%. Oh my god, you bastards!
No.
You guys,
You're only.
Can I just say this? I'm gonna just say it. You guys are a bunch of dicks. You guys stop listening.
You're also
Watching.
only looking at one
Stream.
Doesn't
and we
matter.
have multiple
I'm
streams.
not counting.
Okay, so the winner of this trivia question will get something from the swag box that is on its way currently. So I don't have anything
Swag.
to
I
model,
can show you.
but
Ready?
I think
Swaggin'.
Boom!
it's
Look at this.
yeah.
Swagalicious.
Dual videos in one.
Oh. So
YouTube's done. I'm 86 on the IQ now.
one of the that's funny. One of these hats will be coming your way.
We got multiple ones we can give away too. So we're gonna have some we can give
Yeah.
away in the future too.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, I only came up with one question for tonight, though.
Dude, I'll rapid fire make one up. We can do two. I'll come up with one on the riff here.
All right. So my question is, for those of you that have been listening along with us, is I want to know, two-part question: how old was Joe when he found the sport of BMX, and how was he introduced to BMX? So you got to have two-part question: how old was he, and how was he introduced to the sport of BMX?
You know what's good about this? No Googling.
Correct.
I can't go Google the answer.
Well, they might Google HSN and work it backwards, right? I see him
When
here
was
in a
the
leisure
Home
suit
Shopping Network?
And of course,
Yeah.
Dave
with a
York.
comb over. That comb over would date me.
Back with the peach fuzz.
God, I wish I could find
It's not
something.
Tom Brady.
Yep. Tom Brady's in there. Let you guys know next week, coming up on the show, we're going to have Amanda Carr on Wednesday night. So you guys make sure you tune in. Well, she's another Floridian Olympic racer, and she runs the Charlotte track there at Punta Gorda. So we're going to have her on next week. It'll be a good time. More fun here. And also, I was informed tomorrow night, Rick from Beer Budget and I are going to do a little show.
But that's Thursday.
I know. Tomorrow night's Thursday.
Okay.
I ain't got no idea. We're going on beer budget time, so we don't even know when we're going to start. You guys will get the alert.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it'll be good times. And so we got some hats we're going to give away. And anybody got the answer yet?
I got a little bits
See,
of the
this is
right
good.
answer.
This is good because I just can't go Google this here. So you guys.
I think
Yeah.
I think that Lisa White has come the closest.
We should have just had him hang on to the hat for her.
Right. Good point.
That's true. I could just give it to her. I'll give her a hat.
So she says 1978, so like 12.
She got that right. She's
and then
correct on both.
she did just say a magazine.
Not the Bible of BMX
But then
racing?
immediately after that, Mark V says BMX Action. So,
Yes.
your team knows you.
Goodness, yes. Hey, Mark, if you're still out there, I need my underwear back.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Are you sure they're not pinned up? We got a couple thongs pinned up on the
No.
back wall.
They were in a Tupperware.
That's always a good night.
I did have a couple, like Brian Fell had 12, and that was right. A couple of 14s and a magazine, so they were closer.
I mean, we can be kind of liberal with this because he'd stocked us up. So if you're gonna, I mean, maybe no.
Spread the love.
What?
Spread
Just
the
pick
love.
a couple
Oh.
people.
Okay.
Yeah. Who was the first one to get the age or the year right or age right?
Brian Fell.
Okay, Fell's got a hat.
Yeah, and then
Fell, Fell travels with a like a safe for his hats.
the hat box.
It's nice.
That's a good idea.
I got to
actually.
get me one of those.
And actually, Ryan
Ryan got it.
said 1978.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Ryan.
Make sure I'm not missing anybody.
We'll just say he's got to give it to his daughter though.
Oda Riley.
One of them's
yeah,
already
so
got a Tumblr.
Ryan. I'd say Ryan, Brian, and then looks like Martin Kennard also said a magazine. So okay, I can't write them down though.
No. You want me to write them down?
Do you know? Yeah, I have to write like this.
Give here. Hand it over here. I'm running out of real estate.
I don't know. My messed up handwriting might be about as good as your good
Normal.
handwriting.
You know. So we got Fell.
All right. Ryan. Baumgarten, Fell.
Okay.
Martin Kennard, and Lisa White.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you guys for playing along. Appreciate that.
Something they couldn't Google. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's a question for you. Let me scroll back up because I was setting this one up here. All right. Oh, your pen? Sorry. What? So first I want to ask this one because you've kind of been, you guys did your California trip and stuff and you hit up a state race, but you obviously you've been racing for a while. What's the one thing, and this is just the one thing for you, not to the masses and the people listening. You guys are more than welcome to chime in too. It's a Florida-centric question. What's the one thing that makes the Florida State Series real special to you?
The numbers, huge moto counts, competition.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that does it, races it, wants it. There's not really people that are not. You're gonna have a lot of competition. Yeah. It's super well run. I'm gonna say many of the races are tougher than a national.
Oh,
and I know could be a little bit offensive or whatever. It's
no, I don't think so at all.
That Florida just knows. We're lucky we can race year round, and just the program that's been here since going back when I raced, it was NPSA, National Pedal Sport Association. A lot of people don't know what that is even, and then it was NBA, and then it turned into NBL.
Yep.
And then we had some ABA tracks. At one point years ago, I had an ABA license and an NBL license. So so when I traveled, I could race either sanction.
Oh, Bill Madden. He had when we had him on, he sent me the picture of his the first sanction you said.
PSA.
NPSA.
Yes, he was. I think somebody correct me. I think he was one of the first pros, like one or two or something like that. Him and a friend or something. That was a while back when he was on. So.
Bill Madden is is he racing still?
Yeah, he's actually
crazy fast.
Yeah, and he just decided not long after he was on the show, he asked me like how hard it is to do a YouTube video, and I was like, well, if you're not doing it live, you got a lot more takes at it. And he's doing like his own kind of video, I guess kind of video vlog thing he does with his races, and he talks with like training things like that. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, he was a track director. We raced this track in I think I want to say it was Pensacola, but I could be wrong. It was somewhere in the Panhandle.
Was that when you had the street vert or what the hell was that?
It was,
a skate park next to it?
There was a skate park, and I think he was Extra Skin, his company.
Yes,
I think he owned Extra Skin. And so, yeah, we only raced there maybe twice. And, it's just tough. He raced, he ran the track, and, but man, he's always been I hadn't heard or seen him out there. I don't want to race him. He was always so fast.
Yeah, he's up around Georgia now, still racing.
Oh, we're gonna run into him then.
There you go.
One of these races, and then he'll spank me and send me home crying.
So here's another one for you. And man, I'm actually really interested to hear your answer on this. How do you, in your site, how do you feel that BMX as a whole can bring back in the big sponsors? So I'm going to take off your Haro hat, your Haro Florida hat, and put on the big sanction hat.
Okay, so in a nutshell, it has to be a consumable. It has to be like a McDonald's or Coca-Cola, Taco Bell, something like that. That's youth oriented. That not just because those companies have money, but it's just how else where are you going to get the sponsorship? No one's going to pay to watch BMX, right? They're going to pay to watch Supercross motorcycles, right? The only people that want to watch a BMX race are BMXers and their family. Nobody else wants to watch a BMX race, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. Nobody wants to go watch a lot of sports, right? But this is our sport. So I know that's olden days 80s stuff where they had KFC and Taco Bell or McDonald's and Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper or whoever. I mean, that's the only way. And how can you show those companies value that they would get a return on their investment? I'm not sure, you know.
And that's
I'll tell you the best spokesman, and I talked on top of you, I'm sorry.
no, you're fine.
The best spokesman, and of course I'm a fanboy, is Barry Nobles. Nobody works harder for his sponsors.
He does, yeah.
Than him. His videos, everything. I mean, I would love to meet the guy. One time I saw one of those Sprinter vans, Mercedes vans in a parking lot. Actually, I was on my way to a wedding in on the Carolinas, but I just happened to have my bicycle. I just happened to stop at not Peachtree City, the Cobb one.
Okay.
And Margie Hatfield was there. And she goes, "Oh yeah, your name looks familiar." I said, "Yeah, I've raced." And she told me about Shan, her son. And I said, "I saw that Sprinter van." I said, "Is Barry Nobles here?" And she goes, "No, but Shan." She told me about Shan. So Margie, if you're listening, I'm not making fun of Shan. I was fanboying for Barry Nobles because, like he would be a person, just because I just think he just seems like a super. Hey, first of all, he's a beast on the track. It's just unbelievable.
Right.
But he just he's such a great spokesperson for the brands that he represents.
Right.
It's just unbelievable.
Well, you'll get your chance to ask him because he's going to be on the show here in a few months.
Well, I'll call in and say, "Hey, it's Fanboy here."
Somebody's going to have to, because
"Please,
I'm probably going to
sir."
sit here just like.
He's already blocked me. I've been every angle. I got a satellite flying over. He shot down a drone that I flew over his place somewhere in Alabama or wherever he is. But he's just awesome. So someone like him, I mean, if you see him use a tool or his tractor,
or his
talk about his
lawnmowers,
Mercedes Sprinter, I mean, it's real. I mean, he's a great spokesman.
Yep.
And can we be better at creating value for companies that may want to pump money into our, or we want them to pump money into our sport, but how do you do that?
And that
do we get the Saudis to invest? Why not?
Let's get that live golf money. Let's get that live golf money, man.
I mean, those guys are just walking around. I mean, what are they doing?
You see them at those F1 races, white gold bricks and everything walking around.
It's crazy, right?
But you brought up a point, like how does BMX as a whole provide the value to these? Like you prattled through some perfect examples, and I think back, we did a show a couple years back where all the commercials were like retro ones I went and found on YouTube, and a lot of the companies you name were on there, but there's Honeycombs was on there. This is the one that stood out to me. Like, how did Honeycombs get sold on sponsoring BMX? That's always like a thing. I mean, the numbers aren't that crazy different, and what's the difference now? Like that's where I've always wondered, like, what's the difference now from back then? Because now it's one sanction, a little more organized, and big numbers, continually growing. How is it not enticing now? Like, how is it not enticing for like a Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's to jump in? That's always been when we talk about this topic.
Gosh, you know what? This could go on for hours and
hours
I know. And hours, right? I'll put the responsibility squarely on one organization's responsibility to do it. Who they put together the best show, the Nationals.
Yep.
It's up to USA BMX. They need to sit down and figure that out.
Okay.
I mean, that's their job. They may not like that, and then maybe, oh geez, I just got a notification, your license is canceled. But really, I mean, that they're in the best position to show anybody the numbers. Obviously they can tell you how much money a national brings into a community, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Hotels and food and whatever, the incidentals. But how would you turn that into residual sales of a product?
Okay.
So I mean, that's just what I think. I mean, nobody else knows all the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Who else knows? Your local track director. That's too much for them.
It's there. It's just so inundating with everything else. It's that they have going on. I had one more last question for you.
Can I have a? Should I take?
Go ahead.
Can I take a sip of Haro water first? And this is the new Blue Fade.
Yeah.
Carbon fade.
That's my favorite.
What are your thoughts right now in the current state of professional BMX racing?
Oh, I think it's really tough, man. I feel terrible. Sorry. I wasn't doing a presidential hey man, come on, man. No, it's just unbelievable. You see the speeds that they're traveling, the risks that they're taking.
Yes.
I mean, they gotta love it. They have to be passionate. Otherwise, why would you do that? Here, jump out of these airplanes. Sometimes the parachute works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, it's just, I mean, I'm in awe of their speed and what they do and how close they race together and, their skill set. How do these guys make a living in what they love and train and have, do those four components, the mind, the body, the skills, the equipment. Now you combine that with travel and all the expenses involved and having a family, having relationships. I mean, being a professional athlete isn't easy anywhere, but in BMX, it's got to be, I mean, bowlers get treated better,
That's
And I don't ever remember being excited about watching, especially that leg move. I'd step up if I wasn't so tired and do that kick out, and you could see my buttocks, but I'm not going to do that right now.
I mean, bowling's exciting, but
It's
also after a 12
barely
pack.
a chuckle. I'm sorry. That was terrible. So so what's the state of it? I mean, we're lucky that we have pros that want to race, but the lifeblood of the sport is amateurs and new amateurs.
For sure.
And there needs to be more pro divisions. I mean, some of these kids are unbelievable. I mean, that 17 to, what is it? 17 to 19? 17, 20. It's like, those are B pros. Easy.
Oh yeah. All day.
Easy. I mean, those kids are like, those young men are just, I mean, it's just like,
what race?
Unbelievable.
We were at the 1720s. Their time was right. Was it Vegas?
I don't remember.
One of the nationals we were at, I remember watching the times, and I'm like, that class is moving around the track as fast as the pros were. I mean, the only difference really was like the little bit of the first 30 foot. I was like, good Lord, those kids are flying right there. And shoot, they're not getting, well, some of them are getting paid, but regardless, that's crazy. And that class is massive. It's deep too, with a lot of talent in it. Which is like the vet pro class. We've talked about this a few times. You tell me what you think. It's been brought up having you get your vet pro, and there's so much talent in there. Like, what about a masters? Almost like maybe a 40 or something. Like,
keep them away from us.
Dude,
I'm sick of these. I was a pro. I was factory this, factory that. It's like, yeah, now you're just beating up on dads. Go, can't you find another sport?
You get on the gate in 41, 45X, and you're like, yeah, no, I had the poster of Andy Contez when I was first starting out. Yep, there he is.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Yeah. Well, when we were in California, he reached out to me, which was super cool. We went to this crazy little track called Freedom Park BMX. And it had a bridge and a tunnel. So it's like, well, I got to see this, right?
Yep.
So we know I have a tunnel and a bridge, at Charlotte BMX and down south. But anyway, am I going over?
No, you're fine.
I'm
good.
I'm actually pulling up a picture of the track.
Okay.
It's just that TV's over here.
But it was so insanely tight, and it was so, and it's Eric Roop's home track, Big Daddy Eric Roop. So I was really, hoping if you would have seen my itinerary, you would cracked up. But I made a quote from Eric that he didn't say. He said, "I heard you guys were coming from Florida. We don't give a F," right? Which wasn't true. I just sent it to the three of us that were traveling there.
Yeah.
Like, here's our itinerary. You'd have to see it to understand it. But the people were so cool. It was a really nice area. And this track was just tiny and tight. And, like, I'm not going to fly out of these. How am I going to stay,
right.
And the soil's like soft. And that's his home track. So he does, what I'm told, he does really well on indoor tracks. He does really well everywhere. I mean, he beats people by, from what I've seen, a full straight. But it was just a lot of fun. The people were super cool, and it was totally worth the drive. It was about an hour and a half away from where we were staying. It was totally worth the drive to go out there and experience it. And they had a great little program there. The whole thing was run by young women, I think, the whole program there. And they were just really nice people. And Eric was cool enough to say, hey man, I missed you. I had a personal training. I was doing some some private training lesson, and I had to skedaddle. But it would have been nice to meet him because he definitely was, has always been an idol, someone I followed. Yeah, that bridge was so bizarre. I thought I was walking, because it's rough.
Look at all those
with
textures.
those big gaps. Yeah,
And then the brick.
It's like, yeah, the pavers. Yeah, the starting hill's pavers, and you come down that bridge. That's as high as the starting hill, and you
Wow.
go into this corkscrew, and you're it's really a lot of fun. If it was in my backyard, in my neighborhood or
Oh,
near
that
me,
goes back
I'd be
down
at that track
under.
every day,
Okay.
just riding.
Oh, so
Wow.
that does a legit, like, all the way.
Yeah,
What is that? 270, like around there?
Yeah, and then you go underneath, back
Dude,
underneath.
how do I find an aerial?
Yeah,
picture
you
of
go
this thing?
underneath, and then it snakes the other direction.
That's crazy.
Well,
And we
you'll
didn't-
be able to
go
talk
ahead,
to
I'm
him
sorry.
too, because he'll be on the show here in a few weeks.
Oh, he seems like a super nice guy.
I am just looking to see if I can find an overhead picture on their pages of the track. That looks like a fun track. It definitely does. And he's very busy because we've been working on getting him scheduled on here, but he's very, very active in his track there.
Stay success.
Yeah, he seems like a great person. So it's next trip, hopefully. And we did try to go to a little desert track. I never say it right. Ukapia is what I say, and they laugh at
Ukaipa.
me.
Ukaipa.
Ukaipa.
Yeah, Mike.
And it was closed. It was closed because it
Oh.
rained in the desert. So that was our only kind of free day. We went to Palm Springs, and we celebrated Pride Month there. It was a lot of fun.
Very cool. Sounds like a great trip.
Looks like a fun trip.
It was good. Oh, there you go. I mean, that's launching. You come across that track at Freedom Park at the finish line. If you're going too fast, you run into a fence. I mean, it's literally every square inch of this little plot of land that's fenced in is occupied by that track. It's pretty. I mean, it's just fun. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Well, I know he was going to peek in and listen tonight when he had a chance, so hopefully he hears all the accolades on that. I want to hand it over to you and make sure that you got time for shout outs and thanks. I'm going to wrap it up here. Was there anything left in the chat that we might have missed for shout outs and
Not that
thanks?
I'm aware of.
Cool.
Oh, your Daryl Blackstock did end up tuning in. I know you were looking for him
Good
earlier.
job, Daryl. He's like a genius. He figured it out. He's
Yeah.
super genius.
Yeah, he caught it.
So I'm going to hand it over to you. You can give shout outs and
sure.
thanks.
Well,
And-
just thanks to our team. I mean, we are a team. It's not me, it's our team. And you guys, lift me up and you give me, you motivate me and you keep me moving. So I really appreciate that. Definitely the track directors and all the volunteers. If I can't stress enough as a parent, when you're yelling at an official because you think something wasn't fair, that person is there volunteering. People could make mistakes. There's always another race. I get angry at times too. Just get over it, move on. People are volunteering. If you could give some thanks, if you give back a little bit, just by volunteering. I mean, the tracks always need volunteers, and really that's it. And definitely to box. I mean, what a great meeting Toby again, fanboying it. Just a really sincere, down to earth guy. Exactly, if you follow him on Instagram, he is exactly as you see him on his videos. To Haro, I mean, they rolled out the red carpet for us. We got to visit their giant facility. Of course, Ray at Fly for supporting us, which is awesome. Letting us use their names and giving us, the support they give us. It makes us a lot of what we are. So really, that's where I'm at. Of course, my family for letting me race, and hopefully, I protect myself and calm down a little bit. Stop getting so excited, in the gate and trying to take out our girl,
That's
in
funny.
California. So yeah, that's it. I mean, just it's just we're really lucky to be in such a unique sport, and we should appreciate that.
Continue to enjoy those grandbabies. They grow up way
That's
too
right.
fast.
I don't like to hold them, and they're probably listening. they're just babies. I just uncomfortable holding a baby.
Yeah.
So
You're not alone in that.
they could jump out of your hand or something.
Just like slippery little pigs.
Yes, exactly. Well, you guys are amazing. So thank you for having me. Really shout out to
Thank
you guys.
you.
I mean, look at you. What is this, episode 160?
Yes.
Yep.
4
Talk
years.
about perseverance. And that really is,
Yeah.
if I talk to any young people, it's all about perseverance. That will outwin everything. Talent, money, everything. You persevere, you just keep going at it, eventually you win.
That's awesome.
At whatever you're trying to win at.
Thanks for your time, Joe. We
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you. And I'll salute you, even though that's a terrible salute. You guys are the best.
And you don't have to jump off. We're gonna cut the show off here in a second, but hang out just for a minute. There's a couple things I want to ask you when we get off the air. Okay.
No problem.
All right, man. Yeah. Thanks to Joe for joining us this evening. It was a great talk. Man, learned a ton.
Yeah.
You got a great program going on.
Yeah.
Appreciate.
Can't wait for my new hat.
You gonna go with the blue or the orange?
Blue.
Are you? Okay.
Duh.
All right, fair enough. And thanks for everyone for jumping in tonight. Awesome turnout. Really appreciate it, you guys. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night, next week too. And as always, good night. God bless, and you stay classy, BMX.